let's bring it in back down here. Like, that could be our first 10 minutes of every practice, is just running that game and getting us really warmed up and really into game mode, right? Way better than stretching or stationary dribbling or anything else we could really do. All three groups of kids. So I would vary that between having 3 players on a team playing that format. So now we can pass, we can cut, we can move as a team, or going down to what we just demonstrated is one-on-one, right? So again, depending on your numbers, like if you had a team of, let's say, 7 or 8, you could probably play the one-on-one version, especially first couple of weeks of practice is probably what they need more than 3-on-3 might be chaotic, right? So like one-on-one is great. You could even progress it like, hey, let's play a couple minutes one-on-one. Now it's 2-on-2. Now it's 3-on-3, and they get a little better idea what that looks like. But I'd say definitely building through your season, you could start practice with 3 lines. Like I said, it's just like first guy in each line is a team. You guys are going together. Okay. Does that make sense? We're not running 3 individual games at the same time. No, it's like it's one game, one ball, and we're just designating how many numbers we're involving in each one. Yeah? Good question.
We're really struggling on our team.
Yeah.
Like keeping the kids like not wrestling on the floor.
Sure.
So like I feel like I need drills where everyone is doing something
Yeah.
at the same time.
Yeah. That's really a great point, because I think it's kind of maybe the number one fail point for most coaches is, all the way up to the middle school level, they have the same problem is, we explained something for 2 minutes and we just lost them. Like they're picking their nose and throwing half-court shots and like chaos happens, right? So great point is like every drill you're running, and like it's where I really get into practice planning, is like I want to have my 10-minute segments predetermined. I know what we're going to do, and it's like it's got to be 20 to 30 second transition, like quick sip of water, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, we're back for water, here we go, the next section is starting, and like we don't let them have a chance to get off track, right? And then like you're saying with drills, like the worst thing you do is have any drill with more than a 30 to 45 second wait time between touches, right? It's like you're on the court, and that's why the 3-on-3 is great. So if you have a big group, we don't want a 8-person deep line of ones, right? We'd rather have 6 there. It's like they play for 10 seconds, next 6, you play for 10 seconds, and it's really fast. Yeah. Do you have a question?
No, I was typed up.
Cool. All right, let's talk one-on-one games. One-on-one advantage. Can I get 2 volunteers to demonstrate for me? Go for it. Doesn't have to be the same people. Perfect. So this is what I would actually play this potentially before we do our breakdown of layup, like we talked about already. Because this is like showing them the context again. This is what a layup looks like when somebody's trying to stop you. So we're just simplifying a one-on-one game. So I'm going to have the ball handler stand in a lunge like this with the defense on their side, what I call shoulder sniffer position. I'll get a lot of giggles. His nose is lined up on my shoulder. I got only one dribble, and I'm trying to take that dribble in such a way I can outrun him and shoot. And he's chasing after me to try to block me. Great game, very simple. First graders can get it in a few minutes. Let me have you go with the ball. We're going to go right foot forward, and I'm going to even up your toes. So we're going to have your toes evenly away, and what we call his footwork, we'll get to in a little bit, I call the X step. He's going to cross over and take off running, because if he does a defensive slide and he runs, what's going to happen? He's going to lose every time, right? So we're giving him a chance to scramble and try to block a shot, get a hand in the way. You're going to lean forward and take that one dribble on time with your left foot and keep trucking the basket, right? Now, as you get players more experienced with this, maybe by your 3rd, 4th grade team, you can actually have all your baskets going with this and let them control it. So the ball handler would say, ready. And if he answers at all, because some goofballs will say, no, I'm not ready. If he answers, he heard you, you can play. First grade, first couple times we play this, I would just have a coach there controlling that tempo. So I'm making sure footwork, everything is lined up. I say ready so that the ball handler controls the start and the defense doesn't know exactly when it's going to start. So he has some uncertainty on defense, which naturally gives the offense a little bit more advantage. And at the stage we're at, he needs all the advantage he can so he can make a layup once in a while without the defense having a great time of stopping him. Okay, ready. He's on the rim. Good. So then you have ball, same setup. And works really good with partners, right? Some groups you'll have a lot of parity, like they're all pretty skilled, the same size and ability. You can just have the line rotate, but it works really good if you got two buddies that know each other even. They're a really good matchup for each other. They can just switch every play, make or miss, trade places, and they get into it. All right, ready. Oh, he almost got a block. Good defense. Right? You got the idea. And so what I found is like in a 10-minute segment, we could play a 2-minute game of this and see a lot of problems because they're going to have them, and break down some of our pieces of a layup, and then get back to another 2 minutes of playing against a defender at the end of that 10-minute block, right? That's like ideal. That takes some work. Yes?
We've got one, kids who've never played.
Yeah.
So layup is a foreign language.
Yes.
And two, kids who can't even hit the rim
Sure.
unless they're push passing it up.
Yeah. At the gym you're practicing, do they have the lowered rims? Like
they're at game height, which for us I think is
9
feet.
I think it's 9 feet for 3-4. Yeah.
But so how
Can't
do
quite
we
hit it.
This, like when they've got to like
Yeah.
heave it to,
So I would say if you touch the net, it's a point for you. If you're not capable of reaching the basket, yeah, that'd be a good start,
so the
right?
goal then would be
And then you can also say, like, as you get into the tag teach pieces, you could say it's a point if you do knee above hip, right? It's a point if you took a dribble somewhere along the way, I mean, based on where the skill level of the player is, right? You could navigate that, and it might be for first week of practice, our whole group is not familiar with this at all, so it's like dribble is a point, and we're playing a couple minutes of that, right? You can piece it.
Just like getting up a quick shot instead
Yeah.
of stop, set, take a breath.
Yeah. So
within this.
right. So that's probably where they just need comfort and certainty with it before they're able to go faster, right? But I think the knee above hip solves that a lot of the ways. Like, oh, I never thought about this before. Like, I'm used to using all the feet I got to make power happen. So like this above hip with a little bit of practice repetition, then it's like they're like, oh, I remember that. I could jump a little higher, and now Sarah's not blocking me every time. Like, this is working. And then I guess I could talk more about this, but I think about like aggressiveness is what we want. Confidence is kind of what we know they need, but certainty is below both of those. It's got to come first. Like, I don't know what my feet are supposed to do right now, and I don't know if this is the right decision. So like if you give them some repetitions of certainty, like, yes, this foot goes here, and they're like, yes, yes, yes. They heard 5 yeses in the last 5 minutes, then they're like, I know that's the right thing to go. I'm going to go aggressively after that because I know what to do now, right? And then just to our point of our full court game, add a shot clock to it. If you're really finding, one player or a couple players are going really slow and stopping and breathing before they shoot, it's like, hey, this is now a 2-second game. 1,000, 2,000, shot clock ran out. Like, we need to go faster with that. But, 3rd, 4th grade girls, I would start with the assumption they are unsure of what exactly to do. We need some certainty about technique and decision and build up from there. Good question. Yeah.
How much are you letting that drill run versus
interjecting? That's a really good question. So I said 2 minutes. Like, that's kind of where I found is like, let them do like 4 tries each as a 2-player partnership in about 2 minutes. And then I've seen enough to know like what we need to troubleshoot. And then we're back to like, okay, we need to figure out 2 steps, make sure that's happening. We need to figure out our hand position and our knee position, and then the dribble can be integrated, and we build it back up. So it's really like, here's the game, here's all the pieces of the game, and here's the game again. And just, there's a philosophy, is a pretty common term you might be familiar with, whole part whole. Pedagogy is the fancy word for it, but like, show them big picture, break it down to all the component parts they need to know, and then get them back to doing the whole thing again. And that could be a 6-month to 6-year process with some players to get all those pieces of a layup actually working the way we want it to, right? So like, guys start in 1st grade, by the time they're in 8th, they will be making layups. It might not be this year, right? It's a long-term process for some players more than others.
So when you have the 2 of them here,
Yeah.
and they do a layup, are they going to the end of the line?
Yeah, I would typically do that, again, based on numbers, but yeah, it works great. Like, if you have 2 partner pairs, can be good, or I guess if it's parity again, like we got 6 players all the same size and pretty much ability, I could then maybe week 2 of practicing this say, shaking his head, say, if you score, you get to keep it now, right? So now it's like I'm playing offense till I get stopped, and I'm rotating a new defender each time, right? And now it's like the defense is getting a little better because they want to stop Johnny so they get a chance with the ball, right? And that can work. But generally, I guess, like you guys probably do in your games, is like he's wearing the wristband. It matches the other guy's wristband, so we know who we're playing against. It's like, you two are buddies. Stay at this hoop and rotate together and change every time who's got the ball, and they can go fast, right? So, I will if it's really egregious, but, you know, typically, yeah. Like if it's flagrant, like I just smacked him in the head. I didn't try to get the ball, right? But typically it's like they're really engaged now because like this feels like a game, right? And so like we get less goofballness because we're going fast and it looks like and feels like a game. And we showed them where it fits into the greater games that are like, this is kind of cool. I've had this problem before in a game and I know what we're working on. Cone attack is next. Let me grab some cones over here. I'm going to be my volunteers this time. Actually, behind you are some cones. You're good. I need 2 volunteers. Actually, I'd like to have 4 because I can demonstrate the bigger concept if you got a bigger group. All right, so I got 1 dot and 3 cones. So you're good where you are. Have a ball. I'm going to give someone else a ball on the far side. It'll be you. You're good where you are. Let's have you slide down that way, and if you could be on the yellow line. So we're going to pretend this is a cone. We call this cone attack. I'm going to line you up with this cone. And actually, I've learned recently that making offense go farther than defense works better for this game in order to make it happen the way we want to. You're going to be on defense, running around that cone. You're going to be on offense, dribbling around this cone. So this is really probably my favorite game. If I was going to pick one-on-one game to get the most out of. So again, framework drill idea. We set up like this. We can play a whole bunch of different ways out of this and zoom in on different pieces. So I like to call whoever the coach is, could be a player if they're more experienced, the traffic control officer. I'm out here saying, ready, they play, they're done, ready, you play, you're done, and we could have 12 players cycling through these 4 lines really quickly, right? I would say ideal is like 8, right? We got 2 up front, 1 behind each of them, and we're cranking 8 players. Everybody's touching it like every 10 seconds. So basically, we're funneling them to a decision. So dribble goes out around that cone, defense runs around this cone, they meet in the middle. So I'm suddenly now handling the ball in my left hand, running into a defender very suddenly. Like I was just gazing out wherever, and suddenly like, there's somebody in front of me. I got to solve this problem with a dribble and try to figure out a shot. And then we layer on a shot clock. So when you go through the cones, it's a 5-second countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, figure out a shot. If you don't score, I get a shuffle to happen. So she would become the next defense behind you. You would become the new offense, and we'd rotate a new player to the front of each line. So really it'd be ball line is a single player in each. The rest of the players are stacked up in the defensive line. So you got to play defense to move to offense and shuffle that one. So let's see it play. You guys will probably have some questions after we get into it. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, shot. We credit him with the block for that one. Ready? 5, 4, 3, jumpers. Woo, he hits the rim. That's pretty good. Good. So then I would have you come over to this side. And because you missed, you're going to go over to that side. Right? And whoever played defense gets the ball next. I try to make that really consistent. Like, there's a couple exceptions when we're really focused on a defensive topic of the night where I might change that order, but another way of getting efficiency is like all our drills always you play defense, you move to offense, and then you rotate out. And that just adds a lot of efficiency and rewards the defense for getting better all the time. Makes the offense really want to score to keep the ball and keep playing, right? So let's play again. Question. Yeah.
Most likely scenario for half my kids
Yeah.
is they're going to dribble it off their knee out of bounds before they get anybody.
Sure. That's okay.
What do you do then?
Keep going.
Keep going.
Yeah? Like, we play this 10 minutes every day. Somebody's eventually going to keep it long enough to get a shot. And like,
Kids are going to do that. The other
yeah.
not so much.
Right. Yeah, let's play it again. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bang shots. There we go. We had Larry Bird for a second. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, she's on the rim. Good. Yeah, you got the idea. So then we can add more constraints to this. It's one of my favorites. Like everybody kind of does what we just saw demonstrated is we tend to run into defense and take whatever shot comes our way, like any distance, whatever, right? So you can constrain them and say, you got to finish in the paint, or you got to finish a layup, or you got to finish downhill layup, which just means you're moving toward the basket when you shoot it. So it's not, I'm in the paint, but I stopped and did this, right? It's not a layup anymore. We're going to kind of constrain them toward taking better and better shots, and therefore they got to use their dribble a little bit better to get to a better space and better opportunity to score. And then we can easily zero our focus in on the defensive side. So one of my favorite ways to do that is to just give the defensive points for the right action. So we already know what the offense is doing. They've played a few times, maybe the last couple of weeks. Now we're going to focus on defense. So if you make them shoot outside the paint, you get 2 points. If you stop them from scoring in any way, you get 1 point, right? And so they could get 3 points if they force them to take a shot outside the paint and they make a miss. If they get in the paint and they take a layup but they missed, defense is getting credit. It might be like, I got smoked out here and he had a wide open layup but he missed it. I still got a point because he missed the shot, right? And so we're incentivizing that defense to get really good at specific things, because number one thing about defense is a lot of it's not measurable, right? And so it's like, if everything went really well and you stopped them at the end, then we'll congratulate you and say good job. But any piece short of that is like, hey, he still scored, right? Where it's like, we did all the job and made him take a really tough shot, but he made it. It's like, you still got 2 points because you made him shoot outside the paint, right? And then the offense picks up on that too. It's like, I'm not going to let him get 2 points. I'm going to make sure I get to the rim and get my layup here, right? So again, great framework drill. You can build a lot of different pieces into that. I like the speed, the ball handling, the finishing. Adding the shot clock really gives it gasoline to make it really, really effective, because they got to play fast and figure out how to shoot with only 5 seconds, right? Welcome, sir. We got a couple of handouts over here if you want to grab one. We're just walking through some drill stuff. All right, one-on-one closeouts next. Actually, don't sit down. I'm going to need some more demonstrators here. Can I use you again? I'll take 3 actually, if I may. 3 demonstrators. I'll make myself a passer. Who knows what a closeout is? You guys familiar with that term? Yeah? What's a closeout?
His ball and he's open. It's me just coming out.
Good. Yeah. He catches the pass. His defender is closing out the gap to go get him. So he can't shoot, ideally. And we're trying to contain, I guess, the double challenge is stop him from shooting and contain his drive. Really difficult on defense. Offensively, this happens like 80% of the time in every game, right? We catch a pass with the chance to shoot and the chance to drive. We got to make that decision. Most players at all levels take about 3 or 4 seconds, where it's like, or in high school, before they do something. And guess what? The defense is like, he still hasn't attacked. I'm ready, but he's not going anywhere yet. Okay, now I'm really ready. I'm going to stop him, right? So we try to work on the offensive side of that, focused on the quick decision. So it's like, shoot an air ball is okay, dribble off your foot is okay, but we're moving toward a 1 second decision. So we catch and fire, balls away. We catch and dribble, balls away. So I like to call it 1 Mississippi. He's catching it, making that decision to his next action within 1 second. Now with first graders, you might give them 2 or 3 seconds at first and like mold them toward this. But this situation comes up so often that if you got them good at nothing else, your team would probably be pretty successful. Like, we shoot it when we're open, we drive it when we're not, and everything else works, right? So let me borrow your ball. I'm going to move you over here. I'll give you a dot. If you want to move that blue cone somewhere out near the black line where you are is good. I'm going to make that your approximate marker. I'm going to put you in the middle on the black line. So it looks like 2-on-1. All we're doing is playing 1-on-1 with a lot of uncertainty for the defense again, right? So I might pass to him. You're playing 1-on-1 against him. Or I might pass to him and you're playing 1-on-1 against that guy. You don't know who until I throw the ball. So I'm here staring at you. Maybe I'll have 2 balls and juggle them. I'm going to throw a pass, and he's gone. Good. Great speed, right? And I'm also a big fan of the attack mode, regardless of rule violations, right? So like, you probably traveled just there. We went really fast. Right. And so I'd be like, great job attacking fast. Because number one thing we can do with first graders especially is kill their desire to attack, because they got a whistle blown at them every time they tried, right? It's like, oh, that was a travel. Oh, I forgot to dribble. Oh, I double dribble. It's like, why try? I'm just going to pass to that guy because I don't want to get the whistle blown at me anymore, right? Yeah, like try to have a lot of freedom with that as they get going, and like they got a long time horizon to get those rules mastered and get the footwork and everything else that goes with it. All right, we're playing again. Ready? Shots away. Good. Nice quick shot. So we didn't do this on the other side. I got distracted. If you stop him, you should take his place. Right? Defense becomes offense. And then if we had a line, we'd rotate the line. You'd go out to the back. But you're up good. Ready. Shots away. Good contest. Right? So that's another example of something we could incentivize on defense. He just did a hand up in the face of the shooter, what we call contesting the shot. We could say, all contests today are worth 3 points. If your hand is down, you didn't get anything, hand is up. Even if you made it, you got 3 points because we want your hand up all the time, causing them to miss more often.
Are you keeping track of the points, or is this just kids keep track of points in their own because they love?
Yeah, I'll try to. I mean, first graders might have trouble with it.
They love keeping track of their points.
They might be able to keep track of their points. If you keep it simple enough, maybe it's one, just one for everything, so we know what it is to count easier. But yeah, let them keep track of their own score is great. I might check in, hey, what's your score right now? Everybody tell me your number. All right, we're going to 5. You have 4, so next point wins over there, right? Let's play again. With the turnaround. Ooh, beautiful shot. Nice.
So he gets to go again.
Yes, he would stay on offense on a score. So there's another principle we can lay into this, which is drive away from the pass. So who can tell me why that would be a good general rule to have? Where's the ball coming from? What's that? The ball is coming from here to get to you. Where's most of the defense going to be when I have it? So when it gets to you, where's most of the defense coming from? From that direction. So therefore, where's the most space? Be attack left. Yeah. So you just did a drive to your right, which makes it a little bit easier for him because he's in your path already. But if you drive away from the pass and we make that universal, then it's like when he catches, he drives that way. He throws it all the way over here. You drive that way. Suddenly the defense had to move a lot to stay in front of both of us, and we get a lot better advantages. So that's like second tier principle you could apply. Like we play this a little bit. Maybe if everybody's driving back to their middle, especially that side, driving right-handed back to the middle is common. They keep running their defender and having to take a really tough shot. It's like, hey, here's the new rule. Drive away from the pass is now worth 3 points. Even if you missed the shot at the end of it, because this is our left hand, like it might be like, what is this? And try to shoot, right? But we incentivize that to make that work. And then as we build through the season, that can become really powerful. Just every time we catch it, if we're not shooting it, we're driving away from the pass all the time. Any questions about this one? Another good framework. We can also work a lot on the defensive stuff. We can zoom in on different components of this, but one-on-one with the uncertainty on the defensive side just makes it really work well. The offense always has an advantage. Defense gets really good because they got to fight extra hard to actually make that up. Cool. I want to break down footwork, finishing, ball handling at the end of that list. Can I get a different volunteer? All right, I'll just do it myself. You guys can just watch. So what we do at the catch, I call a stride stop. Just means I'm going 1 foot before the other, left and then right. So we can shoot out of that, and as a right-handed player, this foot that landed second is what we call our free foot. The other foot that landed first is what we call a pivot foot. So left foot is down first, cannot move. Right foot that landed second, I'm ready to shoot, but it can move. So I like to tell the kids when we're first talking about that, this one can have a dance party. That one can't move until the ball leaves my hand. So now we can connect that catch to a lunge and a dribble to cover a lot of distance with one bounce, right? And so as we're playing that one-on-one game, showing them the bigger picture context, then we can break down like, hey, let's practice catch and shoot a few times. Yes, footwork. Catch and lunge before dribble. Yes, footwork. All that starts to stack up. And if we've done the one-on-one advantage game and the breakdown of layups earlier, then it's like, hey, remember when we played one-on-one from the lunge? You're back to this. I caught it, lunged, and then I dribbled, and that is familiar. We already did that piece. Who wants to be my guinea pig to break down layups? Anybody? Yeah, come on, let's go. All right. Who wants to be her coach reinforcer to practice this part? Anybody? How about you? It's not going to be an active role. Fractured a finger. I won't make you touch a ball. I just need you to stand and say yes if she does the right instruction. You want to do it? Perfect.
Here we go.
All right. So I like to use dots for this. Actually, let me grab one more dot. I have a good color. I'm going to say a rhyming color phrase. Right is bright. Whatever 2 color dots you can find, make the brighter color for their right foot so that they can remember that easily. Right is bright. So we're going to stand with your feet on the dots. You're going to be first what I call the foot model. You're going to stand the same way as she is without dots and tell her ready when she has that correct. And then we're going to do 2 steps. So from there, 1 and then 2 and jump. Perfect. She's going to say yes when you do that correctly. So you're the player student right now. She's the coach. All right, let's try it. There you go. And as quickly and precisely as possible. Like when her second foot hits the floor, yes. Ready. Good. All right, now let's have you try setting all this up.
Should I be dribbling?
So
Should I be
no.
dribbling that whole time?
No.
Okay.
Did I ask you to dribble?
Nope.
No. All right. Let's have you practice this whole setup. So what's the skill we're working on?
Footwork.
Okay. For what?
For a layup.
For a layup. Perfect. We're going to work on footwork for a layup. Our focus is what?
Taking 2 steps.
Taking 2 steps. What are you going to say when she does 2 steps?
Yes.
Good. And how many times do you want her to do it?
Do you mean like circle through?
Yeah.
3 times.
Perfect. 3 is a great number. All right. We're going to do it 3 times. We want you to take 2 steps. Ready?
Oh.
Yeah. I like to say ready. And like
Ready.
I'll try to set that up. She's going to say ready when she sees your feet on the dots and like you're organized and ready.
Ready.
Good.
Yes.
There you go. Now, do you want her to actually shoot it?
No, because I'm isolated.
I would like her to still shoot it. Like
you
we're
still-
we're integrating this with a skill, right? Like I want you to go take a layup. Our tag point is 2 steps, but I don't care what happens up there. But I do want her to continue through and like put the whole skill together. We're just focused on this piece of it. Yeah. No dribble. 2 steps and shoot it.
Ready. Yes.
Great. Now I have I call it my dad joke question, which is coming up oddly right now. How many hands do you have?
2.
Good. If you were an octopus, how many hands would you hold on the ball with?
8.
Good. If you're a human, how many hands would you hold on the ball with?
2.
Good. Ready.
Ready.
She's still got 1 hand. There we go. All right. Yes. So that could be another tag point, right? You just notice this one player is always trying to do the LeBron in 1 hand for some reason. And this is like 2 hands. And she's like, oh, and you say yes to that, right?
My brain is like, you're never supposed to have 2 hands. When you have 2 hands, you're traveling.
Oh, that's true.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, that's where my brain goes. You hold the ball with 1 hand.
Some coach yelled at you about that long ago.
Oh,
Yeah.
you do not travel.
All right.
You do not travel.
Let's do it one more time.
Ready.
Is this a travel?
Well, yeah, because I'm not dribbling.
No, it's not. You can take 2 steps and jump as long as you don't land afterwards. That's legal.
Are these new rules?
No, this has always been basketball rules. Yeah.
I literally am like travel.
No, there's in the problem. Let's do one more. 2 steps.
Ready. Yes.
Great. Okay, so now to calm her fears, we're going to add a dribble to this. So right is bright. It means yellow is still your right foot. Good. So now I've arrived at using the word bounce because the word dribble instantly makes you think of your hand. And what we're going to focus on is which foot the dribble should bounce next to. And so I like to say bounce with left foot. For whatever reason, most human brains think of bounce different than dribble, right? Dribble means hand, and so I say dribble with left anything, they're like, I should dribble with this hand. But if I say bounce, it's like, we don't care about your hands. We just want the ball to bounce in sync with your left foot. So, how many steps do we need? I'll ask the coach question. How many steps do we need now that we are using a dribble? 3. Good. And we moved back. It's like you can explain that. We were 2 steps away. Now we're 3 steps away. We're going to focus on bounce with left foot. That's what you're going to say yes to. Let's try it. 1 bounce.
Ready. No.
Did she?
I saw an extra step.
You got to learn to count to 3. What did we ask her to do?
Oh, bounce.
Bounce. Good. So that's actually why it's important for you to say it and not me. If you're the one saying yes, you should be the one reiterating what it is you're saying yes to all the time. So let's try it again.
You said no, so I did. So I knew I did.
Because I was focusing.
You did it correct, but she was looking at the wrong part.
I was looking at the feet after.
Coach conflict. You say what we're going to do and say yes to it.
Ready. We're looking at the bounce. 1 bounce.
Okay.
And
Bounce.
then 2 steps.
Yeah, don't worry about the 2 steps. So
Okay.
taking that separately. Yeah. Bounce with what?
On the left foot.
Perfect. Bounce with left foot. Rip.
Ready? Yes.
Okay. When did the action happen that we wanted to say yes to? When did you say yes?
Too late.
Good. Because you, like most coaches and fans, what were you waiting for?
And I was considering that.
Yeah, I was like, I want to see the ball go through the net, and players will have the same mentality, right? Like, you say yes right when her foot touches the floor at the same time as the ball, then she gets it. That's like lightning strike from brain to body. Like, I just got it. You know.
Yeah, you making me a subject because you showed the whole picture with the layup.
Yeah.
So now you're focusing on each and every bit.
Yep, we're just
So
building
you already
pieces of
said
it.
Yes, so I knew I was doing the correct steps.
Mhm.
But now when she said yes there, then it's like, oh, I did that part right.
Let me take your place to see if I can.
Am I
You're correct. I want to see. I'm going to make all of you coaches say yes if I bounce with left foot. What happened afterwards?
Doesn't matter.
Good answer. Doesn't matter, right? We did the 2 steps. They got it. We moved on. We're looking for bounce with left foot, regardless of anything else in the universe right now. It's like, we'll make weird shots. We'll miss weird shots. We'll do completely different footwork than we just practiced 2 minutes ago. It's super frustrating, but our focus is on that step with that dribble, regardless of anything else, right? So another way I like to do it is, another piece of this I haven't got to, is you should demonstrate it and ask them, like I just did. Ask them, players, to be coaches to see if they understand what we're actually trying to do. So you guys say yes if I bounce with left foot.
Yes.
Right? Just that. I do that every clinic I go to with kids. So it's just like, I get 16 people to say yes all at the same time. Now I know that they know what we're doing, and now when it's their turn, they intuitively understand what we're going for, and they get the next yes. That make sense? All right. Yes. I'm trying to get the ball to bounce with my left foot such that I have 2 more steps to jump and shoot my layup without traveling. Right? So, technical question answered. If I do this, 1, 2, 3, now it is a travel because my dribble was too early, right? Or, very common is, I traveled before I dribbled, right? Now I might take 2 steps after that and like I feel like I did it, but we're trying to get that yes really, really precisely. All right. I think I'll leave it at that for the layup. There's a couple more pieces I might save for another night because we're going to run out of time before I get to the good stuff here. 7:30. Any questions about that? Make sense?
Yeah.
It's like, if you can take any skill whatsoever, break it into 6 or 7 pieces, and get them to do each one of them like a puzzle, and then put it all back together and see what happens. Like, might be a 3 or 4 week process where they get a layup, but they'll get it.
So you're assuming some level of technical knowledge on my part to be able to break a skill into 6.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have high expectations. It's where my brain lives, so it seems easy to me. It's like,
it's a question more than
yeah.
Like, how
Right.
do
Yeah. Coach your highest level player. But I mean, even if you could break it into 3 parts, you'd be way ahead of most coaches. Because like I said earlier, like they say, go make a layup, and they leave it at that and yell at the kid if they don't do it right. Right? But it's like, if we can say the 2 steps and the arm mechanics is 1 piece, and the dribble into that is a 2nd piece, and maybe we get to a crossover before the dribble, before the layup is a 3rd piece. Now it's like ball handling with dribble with layup. Like, we just built a pretty big skill in 3 pieces, but they understand each piece individually and they can do it, right? So more pieces is better. I kind of use the game as kind of a test. It's like, actually, these 2 4th graders got it. They don't need the breakdown. I'm going to send them to the other end and keep playing one-on-one while I break down with the 3rd graders exactly what this needs to look like. Right?
Yeah, I guess for me it's more, I don't know what it's supposed to look like.
Sure.
So how do I figure out what it's supposed to look like? How do I know that it's like bounce with left foot, 2 steps?
Yeah.
So like that's all new to me.
Sure. Well, that's, I guess, one reason you're here. And say there's nearly infinite number of YouTubes about different skills you can always go to. You know, some will have different ideas than I do about how stuff should go, but like to see a skill, like I think YouTube's a great resource for that. And by the way, the other practice plan I didn't hand out yet, there's a stack of them on the table. There's a 6-week plan in there of drills like I like to use, kind of planned out for 6 weeks, and they all have links to YouTube of drills that we have done. So if you want to see me do it and talk about it, that'd be a good resource for you. Let's talk about defense. Who wants to be my guinea pig this time? Any volunteers? All right, go for it. Let's have you go out near those yellow and green dots. So I've worked a lot on the defensive side of a closeout, trying to simplify it for players. And what I've really gotten down to is 2 letters of the alphabet. So I call it the L step and the X step. So I'll demonstrate what both of those look like. He's on offense. I'm closing out on defense. And the first thing I like to do is what I call a stick arm. I'm just using a measuring stick to stay away from him. Therefore, I have space and therefore time to react to whatever he does next. Number one mistake we make is I go like this, and he's got long legs, and he's passed me in his first step, and I never recover. So giving myself room, and the bigger I am, probably the slower I am, but the longer arms I have, all this starts to work. Whatever size human I am, I can usually survive this if I have a stick arm. From there, the L step is running out to him and being prepared to slide sideways in front of him. And there's some strategy built into this. Remember when we talked about drive away from the pass on offense? What does the defense want to do? Where do I want to make him go? The opposite. Yeah? So if pass came from point guard, he wants to drive away from the pass. I want to overplay that side and force him back toward the pass because I know my buddy is sitting right there who caused the guy to pass in the first place, right? He's just going to run into a wall a lot sooner with a lot less space to operate. So this is counter to very common defense philosophy, which is force baseline. Most high school coaches still use that, but especially in 3-on-3 where you guys are at, this works great because we're funneling them back toward middle where more teammates are and they get less space to operate. So L step, I'm going to strategically overplay this side like I'm a wall, and that's a path of shiny rainbows and unicorns, and then I'm just sliding to get my chest in front of him, right? That's an L. And next step is when he goes faster, kind of like we did on the one-on-one advantage. If he runs and I slide, I'm going to lose, right? And so I need to be able to also run. So as he takes off, I'm going to try to slide and then turn my feet across and run as necessary. And you'll hear coaches say, don't cross your feet on defense. Really what they're talking about is don't keep your toes toward the ball and try to do this because you will trip yourself. What we're doing is, I call it toes and nose. I'm turning and running on purpose to get a bigger stride, right? And we have little plastic tile floor at our gym. So I use that as a measuring stick. I'm usually going like 3 tiles if I slide, but I can go 6 if I run. Therefore, I'm making up twice the distance with the same number of steps, and I'm going to stay in front of them a lot better. I think most coaches really handicap their players by only allowing them to slide. It's just slide, more effort. Defense is about effort. You should be sliding better. And it's like, hey, dude, he's running, right? Like, if I can also run, suddenly I'm an incredible defensive athlete. I can stay in front of the ball of it. Yeah, you can get to that. I might stay away without that, but your 4th grade boys will be the problem. Who's coaching 4th grade boys? There you go. They'll be the ones taking charge of all the plays and getting concussions out of that because they like it too much, falling down on the floor. So then, really, if you just get them comfortable with both of those transitions, like I can run forward and slide sideways, I can run sideways and stop and run back sideways the other way, and I can just stay in front of anybody who's dribbling, suddenly we're pretty good, right? And at the level we're playing at, we probably don't have much team defense, right? It's like if he didn't have the ball, I'd be like this. Well, that guy has the ball. And so if we just contain one-on-one with the ball, we're in pretty good shape. I think that's the fastest I've made it through that explanation before. Any questions? Okay. Rebounding. Actually, I have contest vision on here. This is an important one I can do quickly. Actually, let me borrow you again. Tall guy. I'll put you on that side this time. Most players from all levels, they see blocking the shot as the best outcome, and so they try a little too hard to get close enough and high enough to block the ball, versus statistically he's going to miss more or almost as much if I just block his vision. So I can be this tall, but I can reach the line of his eyes as a laser beam to the rim and cause him enough distraction to miss. And that goes well with this arm in this case. My stick arm, I'm keeping space away from him. I don't need to reach the ball, I just need to reach the line of sight. So that way, if he shoots there and I was here, I don't have to fly into him and probably foul him. I could stop here and just jump to reach the line of sight on time with the shot and cause enough problems, right? That's a great one. Let's do rebounding next. You want to stay with me? How's your rebounding? Good. So I'm going to scale this to what your players are probably capable of. So let's put you at that black and yellow. I'm over here, same distance. I like to think about rebounding, I call it 3 Ps. So the first one is just prediction. We need to get good at predicting where the ball is going to go after a shot is taken. So who knows some statistics? If I shoot from here, where's it most likely to go? Yeah, it's going to bounce opposite most of the time. Just spin of the ball, everything else is going to roll away from the shooter most of the time. So that could be step one. Just like introduce that idea to your players. And then I like to say first step should be side to side. So the second P is positioning. You know where it's going with your prediction. Try to get to where it's going first. That's positioning. So if you take your first step forward, what's going to happen? You step right at the rim. It's going to bounce over your head some of the time, right? You make your first step side to side, you're like predicting, okay, I think it's going that way, and now I'm going to close in on it afterwards, and I can get a better chance of catching it, right? So we have a simple scoring system for this. If you catch it 2 hands, you get 2 points. You touch it but not catch it, it's 1. If you can't touch it at all, it's 0. And if you score it back in, you get 2 more. So you could be getting 4 every time, and we can either play this just against himself, track it week over week, or play against a buddy if you want to. Trying to just go get the ball, right? If your prediction is good, you're going to at least get in the realm you could touch it. As you get better at predicting and positioning, you'll be able to catch it, right? And then the third P, I didn't say, I just pursue it. Just like chase it down. There's no out of bounds in this. Like if it bounces off the rim and goes in that closet, you're flying after it to go get it, right? And come back and score it. All right, let's try it. We'll go 3 rounds and see what you can do here. Boom, 2-point catch, and then score it for 2 more. There you go, 4 point, perfect score. Good job. Oh, that's 2 points for me. Let me try again. That is actually the coach's curse, by the way. When you try to miss, you will not be able to miss. Good. So you got 2 that time. Missed the shot. We could talk about left-hand layup later. All right, here we go. Good. 2.5. Almost got it. Good. So we got 8 points out of a potential perfect score of 12 by doing 3 rounds, right? It's like that's something you could have like a line of 6 players deep and crank them all through 3 tries of that, and they're just suddenly like, oh, I should be watching the ball and trying to predict where it's going. And we get a little bit better at that. And then we can build into the defensive rebounding side. Boxing out, pretty common term. Who's heard of that before? Good. I think it's a little slow for the modern game, so I like to call it bump and chase. Just back to the pursue word we just talked about. Instead of like holding him back so he doesn't get the ball, I'm just checking him and I'm going to get the ball. So I'm more aggressively going after it, go get the ball, pursue the ball versus playing not to lose. Is kind of how I think about boxing out. Is like I'm holding back the other guy so he doesn't get it, but by doing so, I never get it. I'd rather be more engaged, aggressively attacking after it. Okay. Transition games. Really good one. I had a coach earlier tonight, actually. Some of you guys might know Kevin Garland. He's in the same rec program. He's got 2nd grade son now, I believe. He's been around a while. He actually rents some gym space from us during the winter just to get some extra practice. He was bringing up the idea of we need to play 2-on-1 more to get our offense able to succeed because 2-on-2 is a little too tough for us to get a pass through and make stuff actually work. If I can borrow 3 of you, let's set up what this looks like. Let me have 1 of you at the yellow, 1 of you at the green, and you get to be defense. Good. Anywhere around the basket. So defensive side we could talk about first. I like to call any defense that's not directly guarding the ball the big and scary, right? Not help defense, but teeth and claws out, be big and scary. So your job is to go rah and make him pass it, and rah and make him pass it until they run out of time and they lose the ball. That's your job. Your job is to go score. I like to say it really emphatically. Go dunk it unless she stops you, and then if she does, pass it, right? So we're incentivizing the attack because the number one thing I see even at middle school level is like we've been told share the ball, share the ball, share the ball. It's like I am really ready to pass, and she knows it and she steals it when I could have taken a layup because she didn't stop that yet, right? So it just simplifies like go score. When she stops you, then pass. We got space and opportunities a lot easier. Second layer constraint, which could evolve over time as they get into this, is we can't both be in the paint when the shot's made. So if he attacks in, he needs to stay out with space. she can't guard both of us. If she steps out and stops the ball outside the paint, then he could cut in and get a pass behind the defense and score. We're trying to play that opposite space and make the defense really impossible defense to stop. But if you're big and scary, I like to say it's a 50-50 chance most of the time, even though you have a big disadvantage. You can scare them enough and make them run out of time, which the last layer of this, I like to use the 5-second shot clock again, because in the game, the rest of those people are crowding us in 5 seconds or less. We got to figure something out, or we're back to even numbers and we lost our advantage, right? So let's play it a couple times. You got ball, 5 seconds, ready. As much as you want to, but they're trying to score behind you. All right, ready, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, defensive wins. Good job. So I would actually, let's set it up again the same. What I like to do with this, there's a lot of drills that work on this with too much complication in my mind. Like some of you guys have probably seen like 2-on-1 into 3-on-2 going the other way. Like anywhere in this age group we're talking about is like, no. So what I've arrived at is just set it up like this. This is a team. We might have 3-4 players in each of these lines. That's a team. We're rotating one new player in each time we play on defense. And we're playing until we score 3 times or they stop us 5 times. Whenever we hit one of those numbers, we flip that team out here, offensive team to defense, and we play it again, right? And if we have 2 coaches, then we could split it. Like maybe it's 4 players and 4 players. We can go quicker, right? So the only other thing I would do is change where the ball starts. So let's just pass it over there. It's 1-0 defense so far. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, defense shut out. She got 2. Good. Right? And that's really how it plays out. Like more than 2 passes, we're really out of time. We got to figure out how to score. So I'm taking it all the way. I'm making 1 pass, maybe a second pass, and I'm scoring. One more defensive thing we can point out is I like to call it back to baseline. If I'm not guarding the ball again, I'm the big and scary, I want to try to stay open. I can see everything, right? Number one thing we do is we turn all the way to the ball and the pass goes behind us. We got to turn all the way around again to find it, right? If I can stay here, I'm like getting that guy, getting this guy. I never have to turn around. I'm a little faster to operate. I can cover them both up, right? Because I'm really playing the clock when it comes down to it. It's like if I survive for 5 seconds, make them pass 3 times, they ran out of time, I win. I didn't have to stop anybody or stealing the ball or anything, right? Great one. You can do the same with 3-on-2. 3 people on offense, 2 people on defense. We treat it kind of like a zone. I call it the ball man and the basket man. We just trade places when the ball passes. We can get good at covering up 3 people with 2 defenders. Offense has a similar constraint. We usually give them more time, 10 seconds. So they got more time to try to solve the problem, but still the same constraint. We can only have 1 person in the paint at a time, so we keep our spacing. We're not all 3 people are here with 2 defenders and they're covering us up easier, right? All right. Any questions about that one? Cool. Let's keep you 3. We're gonna get into what's that?
What was that one called?
2-on-1. Transition would be the general category there. I'm gonna get 1 more dot to build a 3-player offense. You can keep your ball and come right here. Who's ever heard of drive and kick? Anybody? No. Cool. 1 guy. All right, good. I wasn't looking at him. So 3-player offense. I was just talking to Jamie as I got here tonight about putting down a taped 3-point line. I don't think he's going to allow it because they're already in progress, but what I really like to do is miniaturize the court. So this line on the big hoop is nearly 20 feet. I like to shrink that according to the size of the players and make it about 15 feet is the 3-point line. Free throw is then 12 feet. Everything is scaled to the size of humans, but they have space, and the concepts we like to work on scale with them as they grow. Because the number 1 problem here is when I drive, both all the defense and both my teammates are going to be in my way, right? So I've said earlier, one of our main priorities is how to stay out of each other's way. It's like best success we could have. So driving kick, if I start with ball, is generally a circle. So if I drive to my right, I want you to move to your right, and you to move to your right. You'll end up about where I am now. If I drive to my left, you go to your left, he moves to his left. I'm either going to get a layup, or most likely his defender stopped me and I pass to him. If I got 2 defenders and I can't pass to him, he's definitely open because everybody forgot about that guy, right? Really simple. And let's go back. If we layer that with what we talked about earlier, if I pass him and he drives away from his pass, he's driving left, we both move left. We just cleared the Red Sea, part of the Red Sea of the basket, he probably got a dunk, right? And if he didn't, we're probably wide open because the defense panicked that that guy was going to go get a dunk, right? This works really good. Let's go back again. Actually, my favorite demo, if you start day one with your team on this, can I borrow you? Put them around a circle like this and just get them to move as you dribble. So like if I dribble to my right, he's moving to his right. If I dribble to my left, he's moving to his left. It's a circle. As long as I keep going, he keeps going, right? If we universalize that and really harp on it and get some colored dots around your basket every time you're at practice, suddenly they start to get the hang of this. It's like, I'm just watching his hands. I call it turn signals. Blinky, blinky, blink, we're going that way. Or blinky, blinky, blink, we're going this way. And at their stage is like, if I can take 1 or 2 dribbles and get a layup or know exactly where to expect my teammates to be, then suddenly all of our passes are a little bit more open. All of our offense starts to work a little bit better. Any questions about that one? That would be like principle number 1. If you're going to have an offense that synchronizes your whole team without doing anything else, just get them to go in that circle. Second layer of that would be what I call a triangle of cutting. So if I pass, where can I go? Basket, right? I don't have the ball, but he does, so I'm looking for it. Even if I don't get it, you're just going to take my place, right? So we have a basket cut that I did. I call it a ball cut, what he did. And then third one is the triangle. I have a space cut. I'm getting back out to space. Now if you pass over here, you cut the basket, he fills the top, you go to space, right? Triangle. We got circles when we dribble, triangles when we don't. Most kids can get that, and again, we stay out of each other's way. Like, we're going to score on some of those cuts because the defense is not very good, and while the cutting is happening with both of them, all the rest of the defense is distracted, and I probably get to drive again next, right? Just opens up a lot of really good possibilities. Any questions about either of those two? Circles and triangles. I'm going to stay out of the dribble at ball screen and finish up with a couple more games that I can show you as the bottom of the list. Let me have 4 people out if I can. No rest for the weary, sorry. We only got limited demonstrators tonight. I could use 4. Thank you. We're going to play a great game to work on drive and kick. So let's have you be offense there, and you come be offense here. We'll put you 2 on defense. We're going to give my man here the ball. Tell me your name again. Chris. Chris, thank you. Chris can have the ball. We're going to have you be the blind man. So his back is turned to the ball, and we're going to have the ball handler put the ball on his back, just touching it, so that when he removes it, I can feel it, and that's the start of the game. You're going to be the big and scary in charge of guarding this guy. But also, because he's blind, you got to help stop the ball first, right? So wherever Chris drives, right or left, you need to be over here big and scary and make sure he doesn't get a layup, and he has to throw a pass. You can play when you feel the ball removed, trying to scramble and stop him best you can. What are you going to do?
He drives at me.
Yeah, right-hand drive, you go that way.
I circle.
Left-hand drive, you go that way. That's the game.
What happens when I run out of room because he's driving to the hoop?
You'll usually go about the same speed. Like if he takes off fast, you're not going to get much past the purple line by the time he's ready to pass to you. Yeah? Good question, though. Let's try it. Ready. There he is. Shot. Oh, another drive left. Awesome. Oh, with the rebound. Oh, that was great. We got 2 drives, so let's have you start with ball. You'll be on offense. Yeah, you're the blind man. Yeah. All right, ready. Woo. All right, let's try it again. Replay that. Who has the best advantage right now when we start the game?
Ball handler.
Yeah, you, because he's blind.
Right.
Right? So I want you to attack the basket with your dribble. Make them have to stop that first. Ready? Good. Yeah, you got the shot off. That's great. You moved the correct direction. Great job. Did you say anything about it?
No.
No, right? That's the next layer, because he just shot a pretty tough shot over 2 guys. You were wide open. You should be like screaming like your hair's on fire, like, I'm open! Don't shoot that shot. Let's do it again. Same team offense. Ready. There she is. Shots away or drive again. Good. There we go. Oh, she's got dribble pull-up jumpers. Good. Play it again. Good. Drive. Yes. There you go. Now follow out to space. So let's pause for just a second. Whew, you got the shot off. So you were down in the paint when you passed it, right? By the time she drives again, you want to try to be back out to space. Yeah, that was what makes this really work. Because I got all the defense in here. When I pass to her, they're going to spread out. I want to help spread them out. And then when she drives, I'm ready to move in the direction of her drive again. Right? And that just become an infinite change of direction circle, but always circling for each other and re-spacing. Like, play first couple practices, what you'll see is as the play progresses, we all end up in the paint bunched together, right? And that's where our dots or a taped three-point line can really help, is like we want to get back out to the dot before the next drive, so we constantly are re-spacing all the time. I call it blind man. On-ball defenders blind. Offense has an advantage again. We're making the defense do a little extra work and giving the offense a chance to succeed. Next one we call cutthroat. 3-on-3 or 2-on-2. So since we have twos out here, just means that coach is going to start with ball, probably near the top. You could vary that a little bit. Let me put you on the green dot, you on the blue dot. What we're going to get here is just movement before I enter a pass into the game. So I'm holding it. I might even step off like this way so I'm not on one of their dots. So like he could fill to that dot. She could cut to basket. Like we get multiple movements going on. And then when I throw it, it's live and they're trying to score and defense is trying to stop them. So cutthroat is the general term that's used. Typically this is where we have even two or more teams stacked up on the baseline. Defense plays, moves to offense if they get a stop. Offense stays if they score. We rotate a new defensive teammate. So really good competitive practice. Like they're moving, getting open, having to attack on the move. Because one of the things we fall into as coaches is the ball always starts here and they always do this pass before we play the game. So this is a way to kind of break that pattern. Like we got chaotic movement all over the place. I'm going to throw it unpredictably somewhere and they got to figure out how to play from that moving start point. Yeah? Let's just try that so you can get a visual of what that looks like. Ready? Play. Cut to basket. Good. Shoot or drive it. There we go. He's cutting the basket. Shots away. Shoo. I like it. There we go. Good. So the defense got to stop. We'd flip offense to D if we had only two teams. So you can start green dot. You got blue. Defense is ready. Play. Good. Keep cutting. There we go. Attack. Nice. Ooh, I like it. Ah, that's all right. That's a good drive. That's a really good drive. Right, so you get the idea with that. So you can play that with probably not one-on-one, but you can play that twos. You can play that with threes. You can build that up a lot of different ways. I think the last one I skipped over a little bit. We demonstrated earlier one-on-one advantage. You can play that with 2-on-2 or 3-on-3. It starts to become more like blind man, but with the age group you guys are at, it's a little bit simpler version than blind man. So let me have you go there again. And I'm going to take your place for a second. Let me have you be my defender. Where we played one-on-one earlier with you on my side, we're going to do that again. So unlike blind man where I could drive either way, we're forcing one side, right? And this is really good for 2-on-2. She's the big and scary. He's the on-ball defender. I'm basically making a choice after I dribble of what I'm going to do next. So really good for a decision maker. A little bit easier for the shooter because I'm definitely going to go right and you know where you're going to land ahead of time. And a lot of it becomes pressure on her. So I'd like call you in the hot seat right now. If she steps in my way, I'm going to pass. If she doesn't, I'm going to keep going and score it, right? And we're just putting a lot of pressure on that and getting a lot of repetition of decision-making for me because she might fake at me and I might fumble it. She might fake at me and I threw it and she steals it. She might actually come into me when I didn't expect her to and I'll fall into her and lose the ball, right? Trying to get that decision. So what we call that is a chest read. So if her arm's in my way, let's demonstrate that. Just reach your arm in my way. Her arm's in my way, I'm going to keep going and still score. Right? If her chest is in my way, now I got to pass because I can't run into a player and knock her over, right? So really good. Again, framework drill. We can get a lot of different pieces out of that. I would probably do that before blind man to just build up the driving kick for the offense and a little bit of the big and scary for the defense. Get some of those pieces working. And I really like where it connects back to one-on-one. So like I just demonstrated, we did this with the layup defense on our hip 1-on-1 early in practice. We come back to that, play it 2-on-2. It's like familiar pattern that they can jump into easily. All right, that was the end of my list. Again, kind of giving you guys ideas from a framework approach of what you could do in an hour. And, I listed 3 or 4 games in a lot of those sections. Typically, I'd be picking one that I'm going to do in that 10-minute chunk of time. And I think if you follow the patterns starting with a game and ending with a game, think about it like a sine curve in between. Like we got heart rate up, played a game, broke it down, did our 3 pieces of a layup, went back up and played 1-on-1 really fast, broke down the team, cutting and circling a drive, and we played 3-on-3 at the end. Like, that was our hour. And kids are like, wow, the hour's gone already. They weren't asking to scrimmage. They weren't asking if it was time to go home yet. They weren't goofing off in lines that were too long. It was like we were really on pace for that hour, and we got a lot done. So that's a lot. Tell me a useful thing for you before you go. I'd like to get one from each person if I can. Yes, I love questions.
So we're just doing preschoolers.
Preschoolers, okay.
So none of this is really good.
Okay.
So
Who else was doing pre-K? Okay. Didn't test my audience before we came. Not doing another age group plus, but just pre-K. Okay. Right.
or just
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
like a good fundamental skills.
Yeah.
to be working
Well, I'm a big fan of integrated skills, right? So I don't like isolated skills that don't connect to anything in their mind. So showing them a little piece of a game. So the cone attack game could actually be really good for them. Dribble as best you can. It'll be rugby a little bit, but run with the ball around a cone and take a shot at the end. And then we can add 1 dribble into that. And week 3 we had 2 dribbles into that and incentivize it. And then all the layup technique stuff can work. I have a 4-year-old and 6-year-old son that I play with in my gym on Sunday mornings, kind of our time. And we call it the discovery station time. We'll invite some friends, but it's my experiment with that age group and just hey, what does work? What bores them quickly? What can we piece together? And if you guys have time, I can spend a few more minutes on specific things of that. I'm sorry I didn't ask at the start. But we're at 8 o'clock. So the rest of you guys, 1st and 4th grade.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, I'd love questions.
I guess I'm kind of like a 3rd and 4th grader in terms of what I think I have the capacity to take in.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
if I'm going to focus on just a couple things,
Yeah.
not even just in practice, at the season, the things we're going to
Yeah.
emphasize, it feels like the circle.
Yeah.
When you drive, you move, and
Yeah.
you move in a certain way.
I would agree.
Feels like the basic skill of layup
Yeah.
is really important at this
Yeah.
stage.
Absolutely.
And then the defense of big
Yeah.
and scary. And
Yeah.
I think for my kids, it's really that stick
Stick arm.
Don't keep them in front of you. They're going to make a mistake.
Yeah.
We do that in soccer.
I think that's your
lay
3
in the
things.
eye before you get to destroy.
Yeah. I think you just named it. Driving kick,
And that's
layups,
what I'm
and
checking.
defense. Yeah.
Are those 3 'cause
Yeah.
that's kind of what I think my
No, it's really bigger category of each of those. Driving kick is, okay, stay out of each other's way.
Yeah.
Layup is how we're going to score points.
Yeah.
Defense is how we're going to stop the other team from scoring points. So
basically on rebounding, I'm
you
just
got it covered.
It's different.
Right. No, it's we do all the defense so that they miss, and then we got to clean up the mess is what I call it. We got to go get the rebound at the end of that. And there's some natural instinct to that, go get the ball afterwards.
So if you want to know
But-
one thing I took away, it's that.
Yeah.
It's what can I focus on
Yeah.
and feel confident that we're focused
I love that. Yeah.
1st and 2nd grade, would the circle still be on your list of?
Yeah, absolutely. Because passes is really tough, right? Even from me to him
Yep.
is difficult without him stealing it because he knows it's coming, right? So driving, dribbling skills is better. We didn't do the dribble handoff is another one, but instead of passing it to him, I dribble over and hand it to him, and he takes it running the other way. Defense is mind-blown confused, but we transferred the ball to a different player. We changed direction, and we didn't have to throw a long pass. That's kind of the difficult skill there.
It's interesting only because whenever I'm always my natural instinct would be to keep them apart.
Yeah.
You shouldn't get close enough to him.
Sure. Yeah, we're talking about
You're saying
spacing in
spacing.
general, but yeah, this is instead of throwing a pass sideways, I'm dribbling sideways to get a transfer, and can do some damage, just confusion of the defense in some cases.
Okay.
What do you got for a useful thing?
I think circle, drill, and middle.
Yeah, good. I think that's
So
it's the golden token I could give anybody is
you
how to
mentioned
make that work.
pass and then cut to the basket.
Yeah.
How does that integrate with the circular motion?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So I guess kind of what we saw a little bit as we got moving with the 2-on-2 game even is if that player drives, I'm filling this spot behind their drive. If they pass over there and they cut, I'm also filling this space. And now if I catch a pass, I can drive again, right? So it really becomes a pretty natural integration of those two. It's like,
not exact. So, in a
Yeah.
half court setup, it's not exactly a circle that's just.
it can be, yeah. So I didn't get that far with threes, but if we had a dot in each corner, and let's say for whatever reason I ended up on this dot when point guard started to drive, I would go under the basket and connect the dots to the other side to complete my circle. And that really confused the defense at this age level. It's like I ran through the basket. Sometimes I'll get a layup underneath the basket because the defense forgot about me as I cut, right? Sometimes I'll just pull attention away and the drive behind me gets the layup. But I would keep it that simple for now with this age group, is put dots on the floor and make it a full circle that they can connect. And a little higher level, but you have a big guy that can't do much else outside of 4 feet from the basket, put him here and draw a smaller circle. Like moving around the basket, the same idea, but tighter. When a drive comes and my defender leaves to stop the layup, I move a little bit behind him and get some opportunities to score a layup right behind him. Called the dunker. If you look at YouTube videos for that, it's a good option if you got a big guy. How about you, sir? Jumped in late. We threw a lot at you with no explanation. So any useful things for you?
Oh yeah. No, is that a little hard for me?
The thing you said at the end, I got first and second graders as well. Just
Okay.
trying to keep their attention to the pace of the practice.
Yeah.
Starting, like we had one last week. Completely went into it
Yeah.
the opposite, and it was like,
Mm.
it was like 8 kids
Just chaos and
yeah. So
just
the drills
goofing
are
off.
Good. I
Yeah.
don't know what we'll take at that level, but like
Yeah.
knowing them is good, and we'll try and incorporate them. But I think the
Yeah.
pace of practice.
Yeah.
Engaging them.
No, I think that's great. Yeah, pace of practice, like make it really fun, exciting, engaging. Like the best thing you can do is boredom. Boredom can kill your season. Is like you're hating practice because you know you got to fight them all day long to keep their attention. It's like just crank that pace a little bit until they're like, "Can we have water?" Like, that's my favorite. It's like, "Can we have water?" Yes. 30 seconds, go. And then I'm counting down verbally when they come back from water. It's like 10, 9, 8. Here we go. Cone attack, and we're off and racing again. Cool. Any other questions from you guys?
Plenty, but it's all good.
Cool. If you want to stick around, you can. I want to just dial in what I would do more specifically with the pre-K age group. So let me have a couple of us be partners if you can, or just one of us. Here, I'll let you two be partners so I can set up what this would look like. So because you have a big group, you can't coach all of them and reinforce everything at the same time with 12 kids, right? Are you guys getting 2 coaches with 12 or just 1 coach? Good. Yeah. Like, there you go. Yeah, I mean, if you can pull anybody in as assistant, can really be helpful just to get more eyes on them. But for dribbling, I did a lot of experimentation. I mentioned earlier my after school days. A lot of experimentation with what works to get them dribbling, like get their eyes up, like get all the skills working that most kids really struggle with. So all I like to do is pair them up. I call it the staring contest. So you have a ball. He's in charge of reinforcing. So this is called peer tagging. So it's not the coach coming around and saying yes, yes, yes. It's your partner that's staring you in the eyes or watching whatever we're telling him to and saying yes to that. And so I would start with just fingers down because most players are like slap at the ball, their whole hand, right? Like this. We're trying to get them to go a little more flex of the wrist and a little more touch. So let's try that. Our tag point is fingers down. You're going to say yes every time she dribbles with her fingers down. And you can test him on that. Good. Now try some with your fingers not down. Like just slap it, see if he still says yes. There you go. We'll see a lot of that. All right?
Yes.
There we go. Right? So we're getting both mental engagement with what she's doing, and then when we switch, he already knows what he's up to, and she's like, I'm watching you like a hawk because you did it to me, and like I'm not going to give you any extra yeses that you didn't earn. Right? And then the next level is actually a staring contest, having their eyes up. So you're saying yes when she locks eyes with you, and you're not saying anything if she's looking down the ball, looking around the ceiling, like yes. She might get one every 10 seconds, right? Let's try that.
Yes.
Good. Yep.
Yes.
Any glance up. You got it. All right, let's trade places. So he has ball. And for this, like if I had them all laid out along the baseline, I'd try to limit both how frequently we have to change the ball and definitely how frequently we have to change places. So I might stay with her and do like 4 or 5 things, like once with each hand, maybe once crossover, maybe even once on the move up and down, and then change who gets the ball to go the next round. So we're not constantly switching back and forth.
Tried to do that.
Yeah, passing.
Like, yeah.
I have a really good one for passing. I've worked on with my boys. I don't like how most people do passing. Let's try you with eyes up. You're saying yes if his eyes are up. Ready?
Yes, 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 yes. Yes, yes.
There we go.
Yes,
Good.
yes, yes, yes.
All right. So then let's try once on the move, just so you can see how this works. Let's give her the ball back. So you're going to walk backwards to stay ahead of her, and you're going to walk as fast as you want to forward while dribbling. And I would go back to fingers down because walking is more complicated. Walking and eyes up is really hard at first. Like walking and just, I'm looking at the ball, my eyes are down, but I'm all about the fingers right now. Yeah? Let's try it. Fingers down. I don't hear any yeses. Is she doing it? Here we go. We're doing fingers down. All right, so already we have a complication. Were we trying to get her eyes up or her fingers down?
Yeah, both.
Can't do both. Yeah. Secret of tag teach is you cannot do two things at once. We got to have a single focus. So it needs to be either fingers down, which is what she was doing, because that's what I said, or eyes up, which is what you were trying to do, right? That's why we were not getting as frequent yeses as I expected. So we can do that, like I said, stationary, on the move. Let me show the passing one since we brought that up. I call it triangle passing. Not much different than what we just did with our three guys, but rather than using the actual court for our pre-K, I would just set it up something like this. Since you got a ball, come with me. Stand on a dot. The rule is you can only move when you don't have the ball, and you can only pass to an empty dot. So pass to an empty dot, run to an empty dot. Pass to an empty dot, run to an empty dot. Good. Now we'll change it. I'm going to take the ball here so we can go the other direction. Good. There you go. And then the rule I've arrived at, I would. It's just easier to time it and catch it. And what I've arrived at for timing, because she'll tend to wait, or I'll tend to wait if I have the ball, I'll wait too long to throw it before she gets to the next dot. So what I started doing is pass on her first step. So if you're right on the dot, I'm watching her feet. When she takes her first step there, that's when I throw the pass so that it arrives there at the same time. Exactly, right? And like that alone is really good. Way better than what most people do is like we just did in line. Just you pass here and I pass back, right? This is all we do for passing most of the time. And when we get to first grade in games, we don't know how to move sideways and get space and get a pass on the move, right? Yeah, layup might be getting a little complex with that. What I do like to add is, you've probably heard of monkey in the middle. I call it monster in the middle just to give it a little bit different, but put a defender in the middle who has to guard the ball. And he's going to guard the ball in such a way that he's between the ball and me now. He's not between ball and where I want to go. And so that's an empty spot still, and we can pass and move and catch it. Make sense? And then I've also done this, like stretch out this triangle with just alternating pattern dots all the way down the court. And we do that, pass, move, run, catch, pass, move, and we can add the monster. We can do some shooting at the end, yeah. And we can add the monster in the middle of that. So he's moving backwards down the court, guarding whichever side has the ball, while the other player is constantly moving. And that can just do wonders for our passing ability and leading someone to a spot with a pass and running and catching. Sure. Yeah, really big difference in strength. So hopefully you guys have like variable height hoops that you can find a little bit of success there. Yeah, 6 feet hoop and tiniest ball and figure it out, right? Yeah, most of them, I mean, they're really good. Like, I've got little ones, like they stare at the big people and they know what's up and like they know what they're supposed to be doing and they start to catch on to that pretty quickly. But yeah, I guess those two I just showed. Yeah.
I did a silly run around the floor.
That's great. Yeah.
I literally had them run completely around, and we did it twice because that was like the funnest thing.
Yeah.
What is one thing you want to
Get the energy out with that is great.
We literally just break
Yeah.
it, and they were like,
They couldn't get anyone's attention for anything except that me running kind of like
Yeah.
well, and I did red light, green light with a mix. So I did
Good.
purple light, which is dance, blue light, which is you crawl on the ground.
Yeah. That's good.
And then
What I like to do with
dribble up and down, and there's a lot of chasing each other.
that's great. Yeah. So we like to do red light, green light with specific footwork is actually my So like it's jump stop this game on a red light. You got to hit 2 feet at the same time, or you got to go back, right? Or you got to get stride stop, even toes, or you got to do, we call it hockey stop. You got to turn sideways, like just get them comfortable with footwork. Integrated with red light, green light. It's great. And then swim, fishy swim. Basically cross the ocean's another term for it. But minnows with a ball here. Yeah, sharks and minnows. Sharks and minnows. I don't know. When I moved up here, I knew it as sharks and minnows. When I moved up here from North Carolina, all the kids told me it was swim, fishy, swim. And so I adopted that name. Yeah, sharks and minnows. So it's, I like to do it with a ball. So you can do it with or without. But without a ball, simpler. They're all lined up on the beach, right? They have to swim across the ocean to the other beach without the sharks, maybe 3 or 4 in the middle, playing tag, trying to get minnows tagged, right? I like to do it with a ball. So they're dribbling, trying to escape somebody, chasing them. Even my son a while back didn't want to do that and like being chased with having to dribble. So I was like, okay, carry the ball, but I'm running away from a shark, and he would be a shark some of the time. And then I like to do Simon Says with the defensive focus. So Simon Says defense. So it's Simon Says defensive stance. Simon Says rebound. Like we're just doing imaginary motions, but it's like back pedal, slide, run forward, take a charge. Like you can do all the different things you can think of in the defensive category, and they love it. And you can play it as a, I usually do like 3 or 4 minute warm up. Is like, here's how to slide, here's how to, like we talked about, X step, crossover, run, contest a shot, rebound. I'm a big fan of shots on goal. So like whatever they can do to power it. Yeah, it's like I commonly call it power before precision, right? Everybody wants to be like, you look really good and you look precise 2 feet from the basket, but then we back up and we're like, whatever we can do. So like get the power going, get them on the goal where it drops in some of the time, and like they'll grow like everybody else does, and by 6th grade they'll have a jump shot. This is great questions because you're pulling a lot from me. So I like to call it shoot from chin. So like that's what I'll incentivize. Like I try to not tell them what not to do, like we talked about, right? So like shoot from chin is worth 5 points, even if you airball it. Shoot from chin, yes. Shoot from chin, yes. Shoot from chin. A little bit of refinement of that is thumbs together, because they'll tend to go like this, and the ball will go like all over the place. They'll go behind them, whatever. Like thumbs together allows them to basically do a chest pass where they're getting power upward at least, right? It won't be very accurate, but they will have power, and then refinement happens over the course of time, right?
Yeah, I like the perspective of
they hit the net, yeah, right? And they got kids struggling to hit the net. It's like, hey, for you, we're scoring points if you hit the net.
There's a huge difference in the kids I have.
Sure. Yeah. What age do they start with? Is it 3, 4, 5? Yeah.
Yeah. So there's one kid that looks like a baby, and then there's another kid that looks like he's 8.
Right. Wide variety in there.
Like a professional basketball player, and I'm like, dude, get off my team.
Need to pull it up to the big league or something.
See, I was like, who plays the best? And I was like, my kid can do that.
Well, that might be a kid where, you talk to Jamie, like, hey, can we move him up with the kindergartners? Because, like it doesn't help him to be with his class. Like we have our own grading system for players as they age. Is like color-based, like the black belt in karate idea is like separate skill from age, because like you're saying, like nobody's the same skill level at even 4 years old. And so like sort them out by skill, and everybody tends to have a better time, because there's nothing worse for that kid than being stuck with people that can't play. And sure. That's a challenge. Like if you have like, you think about like a scatter plot on a chart, it's like everybody's along this line and he's up here. Is like, if I teach to him, like nobody knows what I'm talking about except that guy. So there's a balance to be struck for sure. Yeah. One more thing I want to leave you with is open invitation to just hit me up and have me come to run practice. So I'm doing that offer to everybody in the program through Jamie. But if you want to, I'll show up when you tell me to and run a session with the kids you got and kind of show you what I would normally do and troubleshoot some stuff with you. So let me know if you want to take me up on that. And probably into January at this point, we'll get something on schedule. Are you guys maybe this week? Is
Sunday, 8 a.m.?
Yeah. Saturday, 8 a.m. Are you guys actually, for the pre-K, are you guys all on the court at the same time? Yeah. Okay. So then that makes it easy. Like I can come and like talk to all the coaches that are there and say, hey, this is what we're doing today, and like
We only
kind of
have
run the.
half a court, 'cause it's so
Like
half
we
a
have
court.
like a quarter.
Yeah, quarter of a court because it's so crowded.
Okay, for each team.
Yeah.
Yeah, with like 10 to
It
12
was the most
kids.
stimulating 45 minutes of my life.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah,
What I'm just
but
gonna
you know,
like,
if we had this whole gym,
could have fallen
if we had this whole gym with 48 kids, and I'm leading the whole gym, but you guys each have your own hoop, then we can get a lot done, right? It's like, hey, we're gonna jump into this. You guys saw a little bit of the clinic the other night. We're gonna do tag teach dribbling, get them all lined up. Here we go, and like, you know, I'll just kind of show you what the pace would look like and what I'd normally do. Like, that could be fun. So talk to each other if you want to. Pick a Saturday, and we'll make it happen.
I